up, man? This is the Hard Media Podcast powered by Hard Media Group and Hard Service Solutions. Hard Media Group is a social media solutions company. We create content, we manage it. Hard Service Solutions is essentially the same company, but we are targeting the service industry. So anything that is in a home or on a home, we market that at a very high level. Today we have a special guest, my guy, Joe Klontz. He is a real live influencer. When I say that, what I mean is he only gets paid off of his influencing. And if you look at him, he doesn't look broke. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Thanks good, man. Guys. Yes, indeed, man. So we have some things to talk about because the influencer, just this piece of the marketing space is now a real live vertical. I don't know 30 years back, we're still talking about influencers, maybe the same way we do, right? Obviously, Nike signs Jordan, they create the Jordan brand. That is a form of an influencer. But what I'm saying is I could potentially throw Joe my product, and because Joe talks about my product on his platforms, I could start seeing sales. I could start seeing some conversion, some traction. So maybe let's start right there. Just in general, like, how did you get here? You know, how did you get to do what you're doing right now? Could you talk about that a little bit?
I'd say it's a little by accident, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things popped up during the pandemic, and a lot of companies started. A lot of people, a lot of personalities were born. We had nothing else to do. We were all inside. I got a little bored and hopped on an app called TikTok and started creating some content to entertain myself during the shutdown, and here we are. Things just started blowing up. People started liking the content. I started throwing funny twists on some of the trending ideas, trending topics, and just kind of happened almost overnight. So in a matter of a week, I went from 200 followers on TikTok to about 40,000, and then it just kept rolling from there, and we're about 220 now, and then Instagram's doing the same thing. YouTube's doing the same thing. Facebook, I'm touching all spectrums.
Wow. Interesting, because like TikTok is like a hot button subject right now, right? People are hating on, I'm not gonna say hating on TikTok, but they're like not happy with it. How do you feel about TikTok as a platform, you know, being who you are and what you do?
I see why people don't like it.
Right.
For protection purposes, data protection.
Right.
But as far as an individual wanting to get their face out there for everyone to see, it's the number one source. It's the number one tool. So if you need a product, if you need yourself, a company, anything, if you want views, if you want eyes on whatever you are trying to sell or show people, that's the place to be.
So you started doing this. How long before you had your first brand approach you to get your first brand deal?
When I first went viral, probably the next day, immediately. I had an email flooded with companies, agencies.
How did you understand that process? Did you just dive in full force? Were you hesitant? What was that like as you started to embrace the idea of monetizing yourself and your channel?
I've worked in sales and marketing for the past 12 years. So I've negotiated contracts. I've done all this stuff. To find out what my time was worth was probably the biggest challenge. So I reached out to other people that were doing the same thing and said, hey, what's your media sheet look like? What do you charge per video? What do you charge for your time? What do you charge for a shoot? And started collecting some data and looked at my numbers compared to theirs and went from there as far as pricing for what my service was. Interesting.
Because it's all new. Mm-hmm. You're getting bites, you're getting engagement, but it's like, well, what do I charge? Mm-hmm. It almost brings me back to when we first started Hard Media. It's like, I didn't know what to charge. It's like, what do they pay? What's the going rate? You know what I mean? So that's interesting.
I know we made mistakes there. I mean, did you, in the process of this, were there any hurdles?
That's number one, trying to figure out what my time is actually worth. Because like we talked about before, my reach per 30 days, my reach per video, there were times where I was frustrated with myself because I feel like I wasn't being compensated for what I had to offer. And that was on me. That's because this is, I didn't want to settle for people's rebuttals or what they wanted to counter with. And there were times where I'm like, all right, well, a couple $100 sounds all right. Next guy next to me is producing lower numbers and charging triple that.
Yeah.
So I'm missing out on stuff like that. So give and take. It was a learning experience.
Takes a little time to kind of learn. I wouldn't call it the tricks of the trade, but like, yeah, the little nuances on how to maneuver and operate. So I'm gonna play instigator just for a minute. So pro TikTok, you're eating off of TikTok essentially, right? Sure. You're not anti TikTok, but like, you're not like a lover of TikTok.
As a marketer,
yeah,
TikTok is harder to monetize openly. Mm-hmm. When you bring an influencer in, that changes that, right? So it is a much more influencer-driven channel, in my opinion. It is harder for a brand to openly market with advertising successfully there.
So you're saying if company A directly markets on TikTok, you're saying basically like, it's not that you can't get ROI, but like, that's maybe not the best way to go about it. You're saying if you are a company, maybe your plan in conjunction with your own marketing directly on TikTok, a big part of that needs to be tapping in with an influencer of some sort.
I think you have to on TikTok. We haven't seen an ROI for companies going in with just ad budget, where we can see a bigger splash on Facebook, on LinkedIn, even Instagram, in my opinion, is the 50-50 split.
Yeah,
you're better off working with an influencer, but you can make a ruckus as a company with spending budget.
Yeah,
TikTok, you have to be working with someone who understands the nuances, trend setting, the type of things that are going on, and that platform moves fast. So as a marketer, yeah, it's not my favorite if I'm trying to just go B2B or I'm trying to market a business openly without an influencer.
Let me ask you this: if TikTok doesn't have any legal, I guess, implications to where they want to shut it down, do you feel like it will eventually get into a platform that, okay, yeah, B2B can play there just because of the sheer volume of users?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all the platforms did this. LinkedIn still hasn't figured it out, but all of them did this, right? We saw Facebook come on scene and they struggled to monetize correctly. They figured it out. Instagram struggled to monetize correctly. They figured it out. I think there won't be a big issue with TikTok. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, look at Facebook 10 years ago. It was a social media platform for you to connect with friends, family. Now it's monetizing. The key is monetizing on Facebook. People are using it because Facebook, frankly, pays better than anyone else.
Yeah,
interesting.
I think
didn't know that.
Do you think that, you know, we hear about blacklisting and blacklisting content? It doesn't seem as prevalent on TikTok as the other platforms. Do you see that being an issue ever, like with some of the people you're working with or yourself personally? Or should you even venture down this conversation?
I wouldn't say blacklisting. I would say more of the ban culture on TikTok is kind of crazy because their review system is so scattered and hectic, where I've been banned on TikTok Live several times for no reason whatsoever other than someone coming in and saying, report, I don't like what he's talking about. Their review system takes 24 hours, and you can be banned for 7 days, 30 days, or indefinitely.
That's terrifying.
I mean, but isn't Facebook kind of similar?
I mean, Facebook's more of a 3-strike situation.
Okay. Because
it's like YouTube as well.
Yeah, but it's like some of the stuff they'll give you a strike for. You're like, what? What did I do? Like, okay, for instance, I had a friend. He put up like those gas emojis, and he wasn't talking about anything illegal or weird, but like he put up. I think he was trying to say the outfit was fire, so he put up a bunch of gas emojis, and he got a strike. You know what I mean? So it's like clearly there's an algorithm or some artificial intelligence mechanism that's monitoring this, and they fail to kind of distinguish what's actually worth flagging or striking.
It'll get better.
Oh, for sure.
Right. So
I think we're relying on manual review right now. And I think sometimes employees on a Tuesday don't want to really look at every manual review, and they don't worry about it.
The scary thing is how much money does that cost influencers? I mean, I'm sure
Oh, there was a time where I was banned for about a month, and if I'm being honest, it probably cost me 25, 30 grand.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, you can't do that. This is kind of a entrepreneurial podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a way, right? But small business, anything business. The fact that you're making money and there are people that are making money as influencers has become now like a new entrepreneurial vertical where like we didn't see this a decade ago. You couldn't have a great personality and just get on a social media situation and just blow up. You know what I mean? Do you feel that it is easier as an entrepreneur these days to kind of see some prosperity? Or, you know, because we got some entrepreneurial endeavors that are hot now, but will they be hot in 5 years? You know?
Well, think about it. All it is third-party marketing. That's all you're doing. You find an influencer who has a big following, you use their following, and you sell your stuff. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's third-party marketing. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but guess what? Paying an influencer $10,000 for a brand deal is a lot cheaper than bringing somebody and putting them on payroll and paying their insurance and benefits and this, that, and the other. That's it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Sometimes it's a gamble. Sometimes it pays off a lot bigger than what you expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree 100% with that. I mean, if you think about it, you either have to become an influencer in some capacity as a business owner, or you have to leverage an influencer that's already in the market.
Yeah.
And how often do we like almost force people to be on camera, force them to have a voice when they're uncomfortable and they just come off awkward or weird, when it would just be better just to inject that.
It's a very good point.
You know?
Because the influencer is almost like a mouthpiece
Mm-hmm.
in that sense, where it's like, because companies always have that struggle, especially in the smaller business market, right? Where they're like, well, I don't know what to do. And we're like, hey man, Johnny the engineer, can we get him on camera to talk about this machine? You know, well, Johnny doesn't want to do it. Johnny's an engineer. He just likes to play with shit and do engineer stuff, you know? But now you have the option that there's an influencer that can talk, give him or her what you do. They can articulate it. They can placate, you know what I mean, to the benefits of it. I think that's really interesting. You know what I mean? I think it's like a game changer of a situation that, you know, we just haven't really experienced before, even though you're right. It's third-party marketing. It's an old concept, but it's like a new layer is now being tapped onto.
The difference is you don't think you have a choice anymore. Like, you either have to be an influencer, you have to pay an influencer, or you'll just become irrelevant. Right? I think those are the two choices you have. What do you, I mean?
If you break it down, it's simple. You have a product, whether it be good, bad, or ugly. You need eyes on it. That's it. You don't need to market it yourself. All you need is the greatest amount of eyes on the product, the service, whatever you're selling. Find somebody who has all the eyes on them, put their product in front of the camera. That's all you have to do. Then people start asking questions.
Yeah. Let's reverse roles just a little bit, right? So as a business owner that has never utilized an influencer before, what should they be looking at when trying to find the right influencer?
That's a 2023 question. First thing you notice, numbers. Look at their numbers. And it's not just following. You need to look at the reach that they have. Look at their analytics. How many accounts are they reaching every 30 days, every 7 days, this, that, and the other? Then you look at their content. Make sure that it matches up with what you guys have as far as an integrity standpoint. And if it fits, run with it.
Right.
And look to see at some of their content if they actually are influencing, or else they're just creating content just to funny or relevant or whatever.
Yeah.
If they're selling stuff and it's working, try it out.
So just because you see someone that has 2 million followers, that does not necessarily mean that they could be a good influencer.
They could. Once you get to that point,
right,
it's hard to be bad at it.
For sure. Know? It's just numbers game. It's just too many people. Yeah.
It's a numbers game. But when you look into analytics, there's people with double my following on Instagram that don't reach half of my accounts because they're not posting content consistently. They're not really hitting that algorithm, or they're just, frankly, sorry, other influencers, they're being lazy with their content.
What is the volume Like how do you keep up? You know what I mean with this? Like how many times are you creating, or how many times are you posting a day?
Depends on the platform, really. So it's very easy. This is a great trick. If you record a TikTok and you use an app, I use something called TickSave that removes the watermark, and it just
Wow.
Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, wherever I need it to go, I'll send it.
Can you shout that platform out one more time? What was that?
TickSave?
TickSave. Gotcha. Interesting, because everybody's going through the same thing right now. Like, we all know we need to post the stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But you take the TikTok video, you put it on the Facebook. Some people are like, hey, you're going to get dinged. That's not native to Instagram. That's not native to Facebook. So that same video that you created, that same short, you're taking it platform to platform to platform, picking new music, picking same caption, all that shit. And you're saying that this program basically will remove the watermark. Now, removing the watermark is one thing. I imagine that it's still platform friendly, to where you're not getting dinged anymore because it did what it did.
And there's no quality dip whatsoever. The video
Gotcha.
stays the same.
Noted.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you have to post on the dumpster fire that is LinkedIn's native posting.
Oh my God. Oh man, I stopped. I give up now. Like, unless it's like a video that has no sound, you know what I mean? And I don't really need to doctor it too much and just let it rock. You know what I mean? I'm basically just saving my TikTok and like, I don't care.
It was like, would you like a pastel overtone?
Like, ooh, LinkedIn, man. At what point are they gonna get like what's missing? Because I feel like because they don't really have competition, they just don't get their stuff together. You know what I mean? Like,
if you were to put them all in a row and be like, hey, which one does Microsoft control? You'll pick it out.
That's interesting.
Make it as unsexy as possible.
Why does Microsoft stock do so well? And because all their products are,
because there's a lot of unsexy. There's a lot of unsexy people.
There's a lot of unsexy consumers out there. Like, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, give me that basic shit.
Yeah, yeah. Spin that up. You know what I mean?
Or Kia Soul.
Hey, don't hate on Kia, bro.
I have a Kia, but not a soul.
But not a soul. Not a soul has a soul. Nah, it's cool, man. What's next for you, man? Like, what's like goal wise? You know what I mean? Like, you're doing your thing right now, but like, you know, where do you want to take this eventually? That's a 2024 question, FYI.
No, that's coming 2023. There's a lot of routes I go. I have things in the works that take me off camera and more put me behind the camera.
Okay. So more production side.
More production side.
Right. You know what works. You can see it. Got you.
We had a conversation earlier about something that could possibly work in a new space, but typically with influencers, they gain their following, they gain their exposure, they gain their popularity to a certain level. Then they think, you know, all right, people love me this much, or people are paying attention. How can I over monetize, right? They'll come out with their own merch and they'll try to start their own company and they'll promote it through their following. And it's not a stupid thing to do. You start say, I go outside and start a sidewalk company. I don't know, I just sell a sidewalk. And I just promote my sidewalk company with, you know, 1 million followers that I already have off of the things that I've already done.
That's essentially what you were just talking about.
So, yeah, what a testament to saying that influencer marketing works.
Right.
That all these influencers, once they have an influence, turn around and use their influence.
Look at the entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They're all becoming influencers now.
Yeah, just don't put on any boxing gloves.
What are you talking about?
Influencer boxing.
Oh, no. No, I don't want to see that. This is probably terrible. I just think that, like, you know, everything is starting to have this media aspect to it, like whether you like it or not, you know? And then you start thinking like, well, how are these products so hot? You know, it's like you look at the rappers or the entertainers, it's like once they have the eyeballs on them, they just find like a product or they find something and it's just like tequila. You know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what it tastes like. It's the fact that that is theirs and their face is on it.
Yes.
It's a cult following.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Yeah, Christian Guzman with like 3D, like those things were
Yeah.
Hey, I started an energy drink. Now they're everywhere.
Right.
Right. I mean,
What's the two cats from Cleveland? The Paul brothers?
All brothers, yeah.
Prime?
Prime.
but yeah,
Bro.
my neighbor's a school teacher, and he said that the kids are hustling it out of their lockers.
I'm telling
hey
you,
man,
Prime.
you need a Prime?
Yeah, they need to check the ingredients because the young crowd going crazy over Prime right now.
Prime and vape.
Don't be out there vaping, youngsters.
Do not.
Especially the chicks. Like, you ever be like around like a chick and she's like decent, and you just like
Starts ripping off like a jewel pen or something.
every couple minutes like, not good. Might be worse than a cig. Low key. What's an industry that you see influencers doing the best in? If there's any particulars right now. Because I know it's across the board. I'm seeing all types of stuff. But because I guess what I think about sometimes, I know this isn't industry so much, but like products versus services.
Well, depends on the service really, but is the easiest I would say is apparel.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it right now. This is the
Right.
company I work with. Easiest would probably be apparel.
Something you can touch.
Something you can touch.
Something the influencer can touch and just because it's difficult for the influencer.
Supplements, yeah.
Right. Like, hey, I'm about to influence you to buy this service. But you'd have to see the end product. Hey, this is the floor, this is the house, this is the blah, 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 the sidewalk, right?
But if you, sorry,
Yeah.
look at the fitness industry. People selling nutrition, fitness programs,
Yeah.
subscription services. You can go that route too. I mean, it's working. Fitness influencers do that regularly. There's not a large fitness influencer out there that probably doesn't have their own nutrition plan, workout plan. They sell subscription services.
Yeah. Well, I think eventually your business gets, I mean, they call it like vertically integrated. So you start finding all of these similar things within your umbrella that makes sense.
Right.
And that to me is like, it's not always easy.
No.
You know what I mean? Because these other verticals require focus, require operational prowess, right? Things got to be together. You can't just be like, hey man, I'm selling aluminum now. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't always work that way. So I think that's interesting.
Do you work with companies, and we've experienced this prior in our world, like someone's like, hey, I need an influencer, but the product's not ready. The business isn't ready for you. Do you run into that?
With startups, yeah. It's happened probably 4 or 5 times. But yeah, and it's as simple as, all right, well, call me when it's ready. Show me numbers. What do you want out of this? What are your expectations? And sometimes they're really high, sometimes they're really low. And sometimes I go in there super confident, like, all right, well, I'm about to surprise the shit out of you. And then sometimes it's like, well, you might want to call someone else.
Yeah. I tried. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Do you turn down work? What would be like your reasoning for like, okay, I mean, obviously like you don't want to like, I don't even want to say it, but just go ahead. What do you turn down?
Time or product
Okay, if it's cumbersome or if the product just sucks.
or pricing. Man, I've been offered an absurd amount of money to promote bath towels. You know.
Gotcha. So how do you promote bath towels?
That's not one I took, so I don't know. I tried to come up with ideas, and I just told him, I said, man, I don't think this is going to work.
Why do I picture Val Venus? Remember him? The wrestler? The big Val Bosky?
Bro, why do I not
He used to come
remember?
out with the towel.
Why do I not remember this? But I like the name is like ringing bells, but like the imagery's not happening.
Old school WWE.
But I'm like, oh, see, that's where there's a little branch off where like when they put the E on there, that's when I was like, I dipped.
This is like Stone Cold Rock era kind of like.
But see that
F to E, that little mix.
yeah, because you had WCW, then you had WWF, or Raw, right? That's all I knew. When they put the E on there, that's when I started. I think that's when like girls became like a priority, and like all the stuff that was fun to me like I just pushed it to the wayside to do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know, lost myself for a minute. I'm back now. What's new, man? What's hot, man?
If you could promote any product on planet Earth, what are you promoting?
That's interesting. Cause like what are you good at? Like what are you know what I mean? What's like when you promote wish lists?
Is it a gun?
No. That would be fun though, but
Yeah.
it'd be so suppressed I wouldn't be able to do it.
That's accurate.
Man, I'm a car guy. Put me on a YouTube channel with some fast cars and just give me just a couple of them to keep.
Yeah.
I'll promote whatever car you want.
Oh man, the perks. That's funny. Give him a what are you, a muscle guy or are you more of a foreign?
I'm both.
For sure.
I'm looking at an Alfa Romeo right now, a Quadrifoglio.
Yeah.
I got every detail down on that car.
People sleep on Alfa Romeo, FYI.
They're Quadrifolios. Yeah. It's got a 6-cylinder Ferrari engine in it. Twin turbo.
Who makes where are they from? Is it Italy?
So Fiat, I think Fiat technically owns Alfa now, and Fiat's a Ferrari company. But what they did was they took the Ferrari California engine, removed 2 cylinders, same V angle, same ball stroke, everything. Just put it in the Quadrifoglio. But they said, oh no, it's not Ferrari. It's strictly Alfa.
Oh, that's probably why it's blazing.
Same engineer, same everything.
Yeah, gotcha. As aspiring influencers out there, right? Because this has now become a new way to be essentially an entrepreneur, right? There are aspiring influencers out there. Like, what would be your advice to them? Because they can learn the mechanics. They can learn, okay, you can post X amount of times per day. They can use the tool that you just talked about. But like, when it comes to brand and really kind of finding their niche in the game, like, what are like some advice that you would give them?
As soon as you say you go viral and you start gaining this rapid following and you decide this is what I want to do and I can create some revenue here, LLC, get it now. I LLC'd my own username and that's what everything runs through. Immediately,
Gotcha.
That's what I did.
So this is hypothetical. I drop a video tomorrow. First of all, what is viral? Is there a number? Is there a minimum number of viral?
I've always wondered that because I've seen some videos saying, oh, my video just went viral and it has 20,000 views. And I'm like, did it? I would call viral 500,000 or more. So
I just dropped a video. Okay, today I dropped a video. Wake up tomorrow, it's at 500,000. I get an LLC. I'm already in process of getting my LLC, all that good stuff. What else needs to happen? Because all you've got is this Instagram. Do I need to make sure everything's connected through the Instagram? You can find my YouTube. You could do this. Or what are some other moves? Because I feel like it's almost like you wake up the next day and you hit 500,000 and shit's just moving now. But like, well, what do? I know I got the attention. I got the, you know what I mean? You've captured the lightning in a bottle, but what do you do with it?
I'd say first thing you do is keep pumping content. When all the eyes are on you and your account activity is way up here, you want to keep it up here as long as you can. Start pumping out content. Whatever worked on that video, whatever made it went viral, use the same sound.
Duplicate, yeah.
Use the same sound. Just keep duplicating it. Find your niche. If that's your niche, keep pumping it. Keep pumping it.
So you're almost saying like you almost find yourself through the process of consistently doing it. And maybe not the other way around where you find yourself first and then it's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to start doing this stuff.
Yeah. If you find something that works and it blows up, you ride that wave as long as you can. What
about overthinking content?
I don't know what that is.
Well, I'll explain because I know what you're talking about, but I'll explain because I think that is part of the problem, not just with the influencers, but in our world, just with business owners, clients, etc. It's like we're constantly overthinking and wanting to hold content, right? You know, how do you overcome that part of it?
Overthinking content. I used to, because I used to do a lot of skits, cut scenes and whatnot. But TikTok's funny, man. All it takes is a 7-second video. It doesn't take a whole lot of thought. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll see something that someone's done. And I'm like, man, that's kind of funny, but how do I put a twist on what they just did? And I'll find something else, and I'll throw some ideas together, or else, I'm driving down the road and something hits me. Like, man, that's kind of funny. Okay, so first thing I do is I get on TikTok when I get home. What sound is about to pop off? What sound do I see going through my feed?
So
right now?
is this called trending?
Yeah,
songs?
yeah. But TikTok has their own like TikTok viral category. What's hot right now? Sorry, TikTok, but that doesn't work. I scroll through my feed, I see what everybody's using, I see what's popping off. And I see their idea, and I want to put a twist on that idea to either make it funny, find a little bit of comedy in it, right? And that's typically how a lot of mine have popped off. I have some sort of idea, and then I find a trend that is currently popping off, and I put a funny twist on it, and I use a trending sound.
Gotcha.
That was
I understand.
my TikTok 101.
If people are listening, he just gave you guys some game. Take it or leave it, but he threw it out there.
I mean, there's a lot of times though, but especially when you have something that's going viral, your account views, your account activities up, account interactions are up. It takes 7 seconds to shoot a video and put some sound on it and throw it up.
Yeah.
The TikTok is pushing your account already because your account activity is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you put up. I could take a video of me staring out the window and put Jay-Z on it, and if my previous video is still popping off and my views are still coming in, people are going to be trickling down through my content.
How long did it take you to go viral? From the start, when you start playing around on the platform, how long?
I played around. I probably put 6 videos up in a matter of 3 months. And that doesn't work. Next one went viral, and it went for 3.6 mil.
Whoa.
Big boy numbers.
Big boy, like overnight. Crazy.
Yeah. Then you get some out there that are, I think 3.6 mil is crazy. I had another one 3.5. I got another one 2. I got a countless amount of videos that are right there cresting 1 mil. And then you go see something else that just pops off for 30 mil, and you're like, damn.
All I think about is like the way YouTube used to be structured, and like that would just be insanity. But the speed of content with short form video is so different.
Yeah.
And the reachability, right? Like when you talk about like an influencer being able to reach someone so quickly.
Yeah. I mean, they're similar to what you're saying though. Like you think about like YouTube is a video platform. TikTok is a video platform, even though you can take a still and put music behind it. I hate when people do that, by the way. But you go back the decade, you can put a video on YouTube and the exposure was just nuts. I'm not saying 2.5 million views, but like a lot. You know?
I was saying like 2.5 million on YouTube back then would have been spent.
That's huge.
Crazy.
Oh no, that'd been nuts.
And now you're getting approached by like the largest companies in the world at that point, right? For 2.5, and 2.5 is astounding still, no matter what.
For sure.
But now you're doing it in short form, so like brands are getting touched so fast, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Like in TikTok or in YouTube, you're talking about like having to go through like a long video. It could be you could be getting promoted at the 4-minute mark. Like now it's like on. You know what I mean? Like you're on.
Yeah, like even YouTube now, you see gamers, you see influencers on YouTube, and their intro is, if we can get 20,000 likes on this, we'll give away something. How many likes does that say?
544,000.
So you're really giving something away?
TikTok. No, and that's the power of TikTok.
That
man.
K behind that number is very important.
Yeah, there was a K in there.
The K.
It didn't stand for kite.
And it's the speed that you're reaching them, in my opinion, because attention span is so short that I would much rather advertise short form than having a 2-minute. I can have a 2-minute ad in long form, or I can have a 2-second promo.
Yeah.
In short form, I'd take the 2-second promo in short form.
when we first started, it was 2018. This is like my deep involvement with social media. That's the start of it, 2018. And we were like maybe a 2-minute video, 3-minute video. We were suggesting that. Mm-hmm. And every year since 2018 is went downward in your actual time that we're trying to create now. Mm-hmm. Now we're looking, just the reels that we've been using, we're looking 15 seconds.
Max, yeah.
You know, and I'm trying to get it shorter because I'll drop now with the subject matter that we cover sometimes, right? And I'm really looking for your opinion on this as well. Some of it, like it's difficult to maybe get some of those concepts out in 15 seconds. When you're talking about some of the business topics, some of the things that we talk about, it's a little more wordy sometimes, right? You know, how can do we get dinged if we get it past the 15 seconds? Can you still make some noise when you have a 1:30 video or maybe a 1-minute-long video, depending on what you're talking about?
Depends on the platform, really. You got to realize people nowadays don't have an attention span like they used to. TikTok is big on time watched and the percentage of people who watch the entire video.
Okay.
You hit that 7-second mark, which is that sweet spot. That's the attention span people are having on TikTok. So what you want to do if you're making a TikTok video, whether it be an ad or not, you want people to stick around through the entire video. So you want to kind of tease the first half of the video and leave that hook at the end, right? You don't want an ad out front because people are going to look at it and be like, oh, it's an ad. Mm-hmm. Next. Make some sort of entertainment out of the first 4 seconds of that video. Leave the hook at the end. And that keeps people watching, even if they don't like the video. At the end of the video,
they'll loop it again.
Yeah, loop it again.
What was that?
Yeah. Boom. You leave something flashy right at the end. Quick second. Wait, what was that? Hold on. Watch it again.
Another view, and all that's telling the algorithm is, this is good shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing.
Yeah. Interesting, man. I have a quick question, man. How'd you guys meet, man? What's the story?
Yeah, college, realistically.
Our moms worked together.
So,
when we were in high school. And we ended up officially meeting in college.
Yeah,
even
so
though
we knew each other.
Weird.
We knew of each other.
Oh, yeah. And then we became, like, good friends.
Yeah.
In college.
Gotcha.
It's good. Time. The whole team winning.
Been a long time. I get some Facebook memories pop up, and I'm like, man, we probably aren't proud of this picture.
Yeah, I deleted my original Facebook.
For that reason.
That shit is gone.
Trying to come up with a new identity real quick, man.
That's why the glasses are on.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Have you noticed? Nah, that's cool, man. I don't really got anything popping in my head.
Just run it.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Appreciate you stopping out, man.
Of course, man. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah. Don't be alarmed if I shoot you text messages every now and again asking questions that I should probably pay you for.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. But it'll come back around. It's like an IOU.
You got it, man.
Bro, when I get rich, I got you. Yeah.